This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with my daily combat sports news update. Before I get into it, I would just like to thank one of my best supporters, Dr. Peter. He tipped me $250 for Piper. My dog wants to be in this. Piper wants to say hello. He tipped me $250 for hitting the 200,000 subscriber mark. So thank you, Dr. Peter. And thank you to all the fans that sent in videos for that Cody Rhodes versus Hannibal prediction promo video that I put out earlier today. Terry Funk also gave some comments on it. I believe he's a total coward, chicken, sissy, pussy, just like his brother who chickened out and actually no-showed an event for fighting me. I wouldn't expect him to do anything because he's that kind of a guy, sensitive little puke, and he only wants to wrestle his friends. But I'm getting good hits out of all those videos, and I'm in the hit business, so it's worth it to me from that standpoint. I've got some news from a source close to the Hannibal TV Great North Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Davey Boy Smith Jr., a.k.a. Harry Smith, the son of WWE Hall of Famer, the British Bulldog. I guess he appeared on WWE's The Bump show back in February, around the time that they announced Davey was going into the Hall of Fame, although they didn't announce it on that show. And I guess without Davey Boy Smith Jr.'s knowledge of this, according to my source, MLW sent WWE a cease and desist order regarding Harry appearing on WWE content, which apparently, according to reports, Harry Smith didn't even know about this cease and desist order until it recently came out in the Wrestling Observer, I think last week. So apparently during COVID time, Impact was interested in having Davey Boy Smith Jr. feud with Ken Shamrock, but MLW, according to reports, wouldn't let him do it unless either Impact paid MLW a huge amount of money to let Davey Boy Smith Jr. out of his contract, or Davey Boy Smith Jr. re-signed with MLW for an additional year. Keep in mind, MLW hasn't run since, I believe, March. And to my knowledge, I mean, there might be some talent that they're paying. To my knowledge, they're not paying Davey Boy Smith Jr. Well, he's not wrestling. There's other MLW talent that I know they're not paying. Everyone might have different contracts, but basically some of these guys that are under contract to MLW are not making any money and can't wrestle anywhere else. So that's why that Ken Shamrock feud with Harry never happened on Impact, and why it's probably unlikely that he will re-sign with MLW if they ever run again. I don't know if they're going to run any more shows again or not. In MMA news, Ariel Helwani has reported that Daniel Cormier suffered a torn cornea in round 3 of his fight with Stipe Miocic from the eye poke. They're going to keep an eye on it. He may or may not require surgery. Tank Abbott posted on his Instagram that his friend Bird, who is the Vietnam vet that used to appear on his podcast and various videos with Tank, has passed away. Jon Jones has officially vacated the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. It's officially up for grabs. He's in a contract dispute with UFC right now. I know he wants to go up to heavyweight and probably fight Stipe Miocic, but that all depends if his contract dispute can be sorted out. I know they also want Francis Ngannou to potentially face Stipe, which could be a good fight. Chris and Richard say hi to Piper. Say hi to them, Piper. She hasn't appeared on camera for a while. She's been quiet. That is from Richard and Chris. Realist Ray says he liked the promo that I cut on the American Chicken Cody Rhodes. Thank you. From what I understand, according to reports, it really scared him. And I've actually had a lot of heat from Cody Rhodes fans off of that promo, and I love it. I actually feed on that heat. Chris Lee says Cody needs to be humbled. Not going to be by me because he's too chicken. He'd rather fight his friends. Johnny Boots, no, he did not accept my challenge. DF says Jon Jones has officially vacated the scene of the accident. Jon Jones is the greatest fighter alive today. He's just in a contract dispute. Boxers get paid way more than MMA fighters. MMA fighters are highly underpaid. Johnny Boots says Cody is a little girl. I understand, by the way, that my fans are kind of getting under Cody Rhodes' skin. Some of them have sent me some funny screenshots. Chris Baranza says thoughts on Dr. Luther. He's calling himself the original death dealer. Billy Graham gave me that name in 2014. Never knew him to use that name prior to 2014. That's some type of a shot on me. Other than that, I know nothing about him. He was about 15 years before my time, and I don't think he was wrestling much before Jericho brought him into AEW. AEW is the all friends wrestling, where they like to bring in everyone's friends to wrestle each other. And for the people that say, hey, Hannibal, why are you asking for a match with Cody? Why do you want to do his open challenge if you don't like AEW? Since when do you have to like a company to have a match with someone that has an open challenge? Never heard of it. Why do you have to like a company? In the old days, you didn't have to get along with everybody, but it's not the old days. We're in the sissy days where wrestling is nothing like it was when it was good. The ratings reflect that, and it's just going to continue, unfortunately. Big Dem says he liked that promo. Ribbid McQueen says, I know Cody's a chicken, but Dusty's theme is the best. I would say the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers theme was the best. Dusty's wasn't bad, though. But Cody is no Dusty. That's for sure. Classic Cool says, come on, Cody, man up. I agree on that. Have I ever met Macho Man? Only when I was a kid, shaking his hand when he'd come down the aisle. When I would watch him wrestle. I was a big Macho Man fan. I'm going to close it at that. At 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, I'm doing a live interactive fan interview with WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, who actually gave me the name Hannibal. Billy Graham gave me the name The Death Dealer. Luke gave me the name Hannibal. Two WWE Hall of Famers. The legends like me. And I really appreciate their support for me fighting Cody, but they're all right. He is going to do nothing but duck and dodge me. And I'm not going to talk about that much more because I'm getting sick of it. But I will answer Mike Hamilton's question because he tipped me $10. And I really appreciate all the tips. He says, great promo you did on Cody. Better than anything on TV. Wrestling lacks good promos these days. Well, it's probably going to continue because Hannibal is going back to being the reporter. I was only going to come out for that one open challenge match, which I've now exposed as being not an open challenge at all. It's fake. Have a great